Okay. There we go. Well, shimmy.
It's worth it.
So, give Nick's logging in the table, so that's good. We kind of left off last time. It was essentially a little bit of an intermission, but you guys ended up making it back to the estate, and shortly after arriving, it was essentially attacked by drug-fueled zombies. You know, as is wont to happen.
Hell yeah.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do, you know. Let's see here, estate map. There it is. Took a little bit to get back to the estate, or back to like essentially the offices. I believe Vander ended up trying to make like a mental connection to see if he could figure anything out about what's going on with the zombies, or if they were still human, or what. And almost had a psychic breakdown, or psychotic breakdown, from seeing who or whatever was behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Which was...
Mood.
He essentially saw that.
Hmm.
And then saw the hooded guy seeing Vander. So it's...
Vander's not
yeah,
having a
it's-
good time.
No, I wouldn't imagine
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and he could, and if I remember right, you couldn't shake it either.
Mhm.
No, it stun locked him for a bit.
Ugh.
He was able to recover from it, but I imagine there's still that just almost like a PTSD to it. It's just that sense of chill.
No thoughts moment, just
But getting back to the estates, or getting back, meeting up with Officer Manners and or getting down to the offices, you ended up seeing Manners and I believe it was Hertzfeld.
Yeah.
Basically
Yeah.
going whole ham or a whole hog, like automatic weapons, flamethrower, everything. They were just the two of them laying waste to these like waves of zombies coming in. Kind of got everything all settled down. There were a few injuries. Thankfully, none of the estate agents died. Based on what you're seeing, it looks like these people, these zombies, whatever it was that changed them is permanent. There's no hope on returning them to normal life. So the ones that are still around, and there were probably, I think it was like 100 to 150 of them roaming over the entire estate. Let's see. The 15 or so that still seem to have survived whatever it was that changed them are currently kind of being, or they're currently in holding. Hertzfeld is looking for either some type of cure or a recursion you can put, or they can send them to. You did
Did you
get.
find out that the hooded guy did this on purpose, or that was just our theory?
I believe that was just your theory,
Okay.
because
Yeah, he's moving in and amongst the zombos. I'm trying to remember exactly how that vision played out, because he saw him in amongst the spiral zombies, and after he noticed Vander, that's when the herd began to go after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like definitely the hooded guy was controlling them.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was an actual go forth and conquer my children, but yeah, definitely
Yeah,
some very strong connection.
the
Yeah.
hooded guy never really said anything. It was very much more kind of turned, looked to Vander through the mindscape, and to everybody else, you would have seen essentially this horde stop and turn and start heading towards the group, essentially.
That's not spooky.
Uh, Dealing with that, the group ended up talking to Catherine Manners, your supervising officer. Let her know what you found in the Dreaming Crystal, which Manners ended up kind of informing you. No, Donna is a title. She is one of the leaders of the Beak Mafia in Crow Hollow. It's another recursion. The estate does tend to go there every so often, like if they're looking for special equipment or particular items, or even just sometimes information. The Glittering Market inside of Crow Hollow, you can find almost anything. And if you can't find it, somebody will find it for you. The catch to it is that they don't deal in money. Excuse me. There we go. They don't deal in money so much as they do in life force. Some call it souls. Now, mechanically, what that means is if you go to buy anything, you're going to take damage in order to purchase it. But there's no money changing hands. A simple handshake is all it takes.
Come, boy, would you shake a poor sinner's hand? Nope, 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 nope.
But because of that too, the all deals that are made in Crow Hollow are they're very big on sticking to your word and clarity of language. So a lot of it is, you do this for me, I'll pay you X. That's it. It's not like dealing with like D&D infernal creatures where there's like legal loopholes and everything else. No, it's all pretty straightforward.
The opposite of the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A pleasant change of pace.
Like the dwarf equivalent of the Feywild. This. I like it. Everything's straightforward.
Mm-hmm. That also explain that Crow Hollow is named such, largely because all the people, the native species or the native beings are essentially humanoid crows. Something like that.
Oh, nice.
I have never noticed their hands before.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Claws.
sold.
Uh-huh.
I'm a fan of the pinstripe suit and the lapel, and I'm about it. This is a business crow.
I was going to say, this is a very dapper crow.
Crow Hollow is kind of alluded to. They're run by the Crow they're run by the Beak Mafia. Think of it like I would say if you've ever seen Boardwalk Empire or any like old show dealing with the U.S. during Prohibition era, with a lot of like where gangsters and mobsters are kind of running everything. That's kind of how Crow Hollow works, Except there is no legitimate government. It's just the big mafia.
Are they generally considered to be fair as far as business dealings go, and those coming and going throughout their land?
Yeah, for the most part. They're very much like the Beak Mafia is very much about making money and having influence and power. It's not quite to the point of like third world countries with warlords. It's much more. What's the word I'm looking for? Proper, civilized. Civilized. It's much more proper and upfront on the face. So, as I kind of mentioned, things like honor and keeping your word are very important in Crow Hollow, especially to the Beak Mafia. If you say you're going to do something, you do it.
Okay. That's just something I could not remember because I don't remember that being mentioned first time around.
Well, it's also been, like, what, 6 years since we were here, so...
Something like that. I've grown a beard in that time.
Uh-huh.
I have less hair.
It took you 6 years to grow a beard.
Oh, fuck you.
I've seen worse. I mean, you should see how my brother grows a beard. It's very, like, there's a hair here, and there's a hair over here. It...
Like a five-a-side football.
Uh-huh.
Kind of, yeah.
One of my sons grows his beard the same way. It's kind of one over here, one over there, one over here. So, you guys will be able to kind of get a little bit of a rest. Because it's going to take the estate kind of a few days to get everything ironed out, get backstories going into the local news, all that stuff of the zombie invasion, essentially. Cover story is essentially it was a rave. They threw a festival. It was a surprise festival.
Was the flavor is explained away as there was a Rammstein cover band.
Mm-hmm.
It was Glar.
A lot of you guys also will end up kind of figuring out that a lot of those spiral zombies over the next few days, you kind of figure out it's like those are all the people that have supposedly, well, not all of them, but a lot of them seem to be people that have gone missing, thought to be heavy spiral users.
Huh. Neat.
So now we know what Imelda has to look forward to.
Yeah, because she's taken a couple of pretty big hits. Of
She has?
spiral.
Fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I can quit at any time.
Yeah.
Yep.
It hasn't risen to the level of addiction yet, but she did barehand a brick of spiral.
Yeah. Well, now I know to wear gloves. Gloves are now
You
a
do?
permanent part of
Yeah.
my outfit.
You
I'm getting
think,
deja
like,
vu. This reminds me of something.
so we've set this game in, let me see, 2022. So hopefully all of 2020 and 2021, we're past it. But even if we're not, you would think after all of COVID, like, wear gloves.
Like, wash your hands. Don't pick up random shit. You'd think, but humanity is not the prize.
Also true. So, a few days are going to go by. We'll say this many days. Not that many days. This many
0 days.
2 days are
On a
gonna
time
go
of 0
by.
days.
We'll get 2 days. 2 days on.
So don't forget to heal up, everyone.
Ah, yes.
Menu.
Do I have any
Rest.
damage? No, I do not.
I don't
Rusty
think.
did well in that
I
fight.
don't. Well, that's the thing, because it wasn't much fighting. It was like you guys had a couple of skirmishes, but largely managed to avoid most of the fight.
But one
most
time,
direct
the one
fighting.
time as a gun nut, I could have been the gun nut, but I didn't be a gun nut because I was dumb, mixed up my weeks.
Getting settled down. Catherine and Hertzfeld will kind of direct you to where there is. They can set up that inapposite gate in the lab to go to Crow Hollow.
Okay, he really thinks he can do it this time?
Well, last time you guys went like through a vehicle. This is a proper inapposite gate. Like they've actually got like that whole like sliders gate looking thing, or the Stargate looking thing, or the steampunk Stargate. They've got that. So you can actually go directly to Crow Hollow. Makes it nice and easy. Something to know about this world. Give me you know what? Nah. While you guys are here, there's a trait. Every world tends to have like a trait associated with it. For Crow Hollow, it's stealthy. Any creature with a spark, anyone's quickened. If you try to be stealthy, it's one step in your benefit.
Nah.
So it's easier to be sneaky in Crow Hollow. As you guys are going to step through this gate, you're going to step through, and you'll feel kind of that portal kind of wash over you. And you'll step out into this I'll show this image to you. But if you listen, think kind of like the tree houses in, I think it was Rivendell? Was that Rivendell or whichever
Rivendell
one?
is the last family house east of the sea. That's in the valley. You're thinking of Lothlorien.
That one, yeah, Lothlorien. The treehouse elves. Where like you can see these paths and everything kind of going through the trees, through this single tree. If you look out into the open, there is nothing outside past this tree. And looking up and down, like if you were to look over the edge of this walkway you're on, there's essentially these posts that tilt out away from the path that you're on with essentially like a single rope. And then if you look up or down, there's nothing. It goes and continues. You don't see ground below you. It kind of goes down into the clouds. I would say probably 400, 500, 600 feet down before you can't see any further. It's about the same up. And it's just levels of paths that are built onto the branches of this tree. What you guys know about this place is that essentially the entire world of Crow Hollow is this multi-level tree city wrapped around this tree. It's about 30 miles in diameter, all the way around. But as far as up and down, nobody's really sure. I mean, nobody's been to the top or bottom. Or at least nobody from Earth. There's stories that, yeah, there's a top to it. And local lore talks about going to the ground, but nobody's been there.
So it's not like some freaky geometry thing where the bottom becomes the top. Like if you keep going up enough, you hit the bottom and then. Nah. Okay.
Not sure. Like I said, local lore talks about the top of the tree and the ground below, but nobody's ever been there. So, hard to say. But the entire place is essentially inside of this 30 diameter tree.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. First thing you guys are going to, well, aside from everything else, is this place has there's almost that low level background noise of just conversation and shop barkers hollering out to you. Any direction that you look on here, you can see shops of all kinds. There's a shop that has like stones and gems. There's one that looks like it has these various types of almost tech, kind of Earth-like. You see one that it almost looks like a cell phone, but like the labeling on it doesn't seem to match anything you would recognize from Earth. There's one guy that sells potted plants. That's it, just plants.
Question.
Uh-huh.
When we come through the Anapsit Gate, does our form change?
It takes it a few seconds, but you can kind of feel like there's that almost itchy skin going through the Anapsit Gate rather than translating. When you go through the Anapsit Gate, there's you make it to the world instantly, and there's no like hangover effect.
No.
But your body is going to slowly transition into crow form. So you're gonna feel almost like that itchy feeling, like when when your beard starts to come back in.
Oh,
Kind of that itchy
so-
feeling, like hair growing back in. And if any of you kind of
skin shave, just the ingrown hairs and the itchy.
if you kind of scratch and pick at it, you'll start to see over the next hour or so, instead of hair coming out, you're gonna start to have almost like these dark feathers are gonna start to come out of, almost grow out of your skin.
Oh,
Ouch.
And it's not necessarily like a painful thing. It's just gonna be almost like, what the heck? And it'll be you kind of like an ingrown hair. Kind of pick at it a little bit, and you'll see a little tuft of a feather. And
I'm like scratching at random parts right now, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
your noses will probably start to take on a little bit more of a hook form, or they'll start to kind of elongate, and you'll end up essentially like that first image I showed the goon, is this beak.
Okay, my people are French. Not much has changed in that part.
Travis, just DM'd you a question.
Oh, let me see. Yes, you can.
Yes!
That's fine.
So Rusty's clothes changed to a tartan kilt. Instead of a crow, starts to look like Scrooge McDuck. Complete with the McDuck tartan. Because that's a thing, and I know that's a thing, so I'm going to use that information for evil.
So, you guys have made it to essentially the bazaar, the glittering market. Which direction first?
Something to follow up from last game. Did I manage to secure the key to the Ocean Mist recursion? The painting.
I think you did, didn't you? Let me look.
Okay.
I thought you did.
I know I stated my intention, but I'm not sure if I actually got away.
Oh,
with
you
it.
had planned to. That's right. I'm sorry. Give me. Were you gonna try to essentially steal it from the locker room, or was it just gonna be like, hey, can I get this kind of thing? Was it gonna be signing it out, or was it gonna be snagging it?
Snagging it.
Okay. Give me a. Because you got a couple days. I like to imagine Vander would probably kind of use his head and not just rush in there, try to sneak through and grab it, thief style.
I don't want to use my head.
Give me a speed, and you've got stealth, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Give me stealth. We'll say. Let me see. Where is my difficulties? Story. Oh, no, not Dark Spiral. That one. Task difficulty table. This is the estate, so they're gonna keep stuff pretty locked down. We're gonna say a difficulty. Difficulty 7.
Okay.
Now you are trained in it, so yours is essentially going to be like a +3.
Yeah, I think Vander would put a lot of priority on making this happen, so let's go with maximum effort here.
Okay. Right on the 7. So yeah, Vander's like, as you guys go through the Anaptizet gate, Vander will have essentially this poster tube flash to the security room where there's just like an empty frame hanging like somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, those dang old zombies.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing.
Yeah. With that in mind, looking around the marketplace, do we see any sign of like obvious guards or enforcers, people that presumably the big mafia would have watching the markets to make sure everything is kosher?
Give me intelligence.
Okay.
Perception's intelligence for everybody.
Yeah, that's about right.
I can never tell whether it's actually applying the edge. I guess it. No.
It
Should
would
say
only
applied one edge.
it would only kick in for your edge if you were applying effort, because edge is like a cost reduction.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
so
I'm
if you-
just not paying that much attention.
It's also just the table doesn't necessarily play nicely with cipher system.
It's okay.
Oh, I looked in the story. Whatever.
I meant also that my character just wasn't paying attention. So
That too, yeah. So, kind of looking around, it wouldn't be too tough to pick out the ones that are essentially functioning as like local guards or shopkeep guards, things like that, making sure everything runs smoothly. Yeah, I would say all of you would probably pick them out, and it'd be those larger guys, and they're kind of standing at various points throughout the market, probably watching for any pickpockets or watching for any pickpockets or shoplifters or anything like that. Vander, you would actually probably spot. It looks like two guys that are walking through this crowd. Everybody else would recognize them. Like, okay, well, they're kind of dressed the same way as these guys that are on the lookout. And Vander, you would probably notice, like, one of these guys looks like he's got something large and bulky kind of underneath his jacket. About the same size as like a brick. And he'll kind of stop every so often. You'll see him kind of essentially shake down the shopkeep. And they'll take a little, or they'll kind of go over. They'll take a few of the goods off the shelf, like an apple or something like that. They'll go over to the shopkeep and shake his hand. You'll see the shopkeep kind of shrink down a little bit. It almost looks like he's in pain. But...
So, can you, just a currency question. So, if they're shaking down a shopkeeper, there.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. And they get, whatever, some of their life essence. Mm-hmm. Can you then respend that? Like that someone else's life essence?
Theoretically, yeah.
Okay. So I was just wondering how that actually worked,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On
You're
that
able to
note,
pick specific protocol.
yeah. On that note, watching this exchange, does Vander get the sense that there is magic going on here? Like there is some kind of can he tell if there is a soul transfer going on? Because if he doesn't see any like blades or anything else physical at work, given how currency works here, that's the only thing you could figure. If the guy actually is in pain and isn't just like cringing.
I would say with a 6 and a 19, yeah, that Vander would probably very much get the sense like, oh yeah, he's going over and essentially collecting payment from him because there's no money changing hands. And it's one of those like maybe they had an agreement beforehand, which is why he's able to just kind of like they don't really like talk about how much is being paid. He just kind of goes over, shakes his hand. You see the guy kind of shrivel a little bit, but there's no mention of like how much he takes. So based on what you know, it's like there might have been like a prior agreement, like he's gonna pay X amount, and this guy's just kind of the hired muscle, the collector.
Well, the collector.
But it's also one of those, like, if anybody were to look around, you'd see deals kind of going on all over the place, but it's a lot more, okay, well, I'll sell you this for 3 coin, 8 coin, that kind of thing. And there'd be a shake of hands, and maybe just like a twinge of pain, like discomfort from other people. Not quite to the look of pain like the shopkeep had, but just like if you pricked yourself or a mosquito bite kind of thing for most people.
Okay.
So it looks like whatever these goons were taking, they probably took a hefty payment.
Okay. Yeah, Vander will file that away. Do these two have any like identifying markers, or are they wearing uniforms, things that would indicate that they're members of whether it's a Beak Mafia or if the Mafia does have like people they contract out to?
These guys that are collecting, they're dressed similar to the ones that are kind of standing guard. Compared to everybody else walking around, the shopkeeps, the people buying, that kind of thing, they're in a lot more street clothes and robes. There's a lot of different kind of garbs from all different worlds are here. Those guards and the collectors are all standing out because they're actually in like proper suits, proper pinstripe suits. And you'll notice every so often, like, they all have kind of this flower, almost like a rose, kind of, or like a rose-like flower, kind of stuffed into their lapel, and they're different colors, and there's a few different colors and a few different like flower types on them. But you'll see that like any of the guards or any of the suit guards that kind of stop to talk to each other, they all have the same kind of flower in their lapel.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Vander will he'll get the others' attention and start pointing out guards. He'll point out the collectors as members of what is probably the Beak Mafia, but at the very least they have authority here, and those are the people to watch out for.
Okay. And our goal here is just to get more information?
The goal is to get the spiral to stop, which probably would necessitate an encounter with Donna Ilsa, whether that's a meeting or a fight.
Yeah. But we don't want to start with that. So
probably not.
Yeah, a business transaction would probably be the best way. If that's viable.
Yeah. That's why I was sort of asking about the soul thing, because, like, how would you buy something super expensive? Right? Like once you've spent your soul, then you don't have anything left. So
unless you can sell something for part of someone else's soul.
Yeah, you either go in on it.
Yeah, that gets to be tricky.
Stockpile souls. Maybe gamble soul pieces.
You go on it with somebody else, you trade something of, if not equal value, then you make sure you get a lot of stuff that might add up to it.
Didn't we work out that Rusty's one of the poorest?
Rusty and Ian have 44 coin. Imelda has 48. Vander has 46. Yes, 46.
Rusty's ginger.
The way you know how many coins you have, or your maximum number of coins, add up all your stats.
Oh, okay.
So right now, Vander has 40. Vander has 40 coins available. Right? His purse fills up to 46. But...
I was going to say, so if you get damaged and then use recovery to build back up, does that refill your coin purse, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
We really don't want to get in a fight here, otherwise it's going to be Sonic rings all over the place.
Yeah.
It took a second to really sink in.
I was thinking about it. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, fuck. Oh, I can already hear the drowning music from that. Just.
Oh, no. Definitely don't want to go to the bottom of the tree.
Yeah. Or do we? Right, so this is not my region of expertise. How would you do a shady dealing with the business proposition? That's the word I'm gonna go with. Well, how would you make contact? He says to Vander.
Well, they don't know a single one of us. I would think we got to get in good with somebody that they respect, somebody that they know at the very least, somebody who can vouch for us.
Right.
So, can I watch the goons and see if there's any of the shopkeepers that they, I don't know, maybe treat with more respect, maybe? Like, is there anyone, a civilian, quote unquote, who might be able to be like a go-between for us, or is like let's see. Like, I could use my smile in a word thing, to try to like chat with someone, like make small talk to see if like I'm just trying to figure out a way to bridge our like knowing nothing to, hey, we need to meet the Don. Like, that's a big jump. Oh,
I think we got to find where they drink.
oh, you know what? Instead, I'm going to use gather intelligence.
Okay.
So, because it says, like, for example, you not only find out anyone in the palace who has seen the missing boy, but you get a working knowledge of the layout of the palace itself. Notice, so to get a sense of like maybe a sense of the market and how the Beak Mafia interacts with the people in the market, like how you approach them, or how, because obviously you don't walk right up to a goon and say, take us to the Don, like,
Right.
Take me to your leader.
so let's see, I'm going to put a little effort into this and
Okay.
see what I can do here.
One effort. Okay. So 6.
Yeah.
So you're going to find out quite a bit of stuff. First off, in this part of the market, there's 2 notable families that operate in this part of the market. One is the Druid Family, and they are run by, where'd it go?
The bell.
Where the heck did it go? The Druid Family. The Druid Family is under the control of Don Wycliffe. They are wearing kind of this almost looks like a yellow rose. The other one is the Coronado family. And they're run by Donna Ilsa. They've got this, it almost looks like a pink dahlia on their lapels. The Druid family, they operate out of essentially a house that's a few levels down from where you guys are at. And you'd get directions to it if you were to ask pretty easily. The Canaro family, They operate in. They've essentially made a roost, like a giant treehouse, literally in this case, a few levels above you. And again, you'd be able to get directions there if you were to ask pretty easily.
Okay. And are people willing to talk about, like, one versus the other? Is one scarier than the other? One more ruthless than the other?
Well, let's see. Uh, Dealing with both of them, essentially. The Druid family, Don Wycliffe, is very matter of fact, almost by the book. He's essentially he's in it to make money. Donna Ilsa and the Canaro family. Canaro.
Yeah, so when you said Cornado, I was like, that would have stuck in my mind because that sounds like Cornetto, and now I'm just picturing
Yeah.
all the Cornetto trilogy.
Donna Ilsa and the Canaro family. She is much more empathetic. Shopkeeps will, like, if they're having problems, they'll come to Donna Ilsa. She'll actually like meet face to face with people. In recent months, she's been a little standoffish. She's seemed a little agitated, and seems to be distracted with business outside the family or outside of Kura Hollow, outside the marketplace.
Huh.
The Druid family and Don Wycliffe have actually been making a little bit of a push into the Canaro family, or into the Canaro territory. It hasn't been anything intense, but it was very much like there was a span where, like, 2 levels, just one day they were Canaro territory, the next day they were Druid. And Donna Ilsa pulled all her enforcers back. They haven't really pushed to retake territory, and it's weird because, like, nobody saw a fight or anything break out. So there's a lot of rumors. Either Wycliffe has something, or Don Wycliffe has something on Donna Ilsa, or maybe she's not doing well. There's some type of backroom deal. Nobody's really sure what's going on.
Interesting. Because the woman from the gem store seemed super scared of Donna Ilsa.
Yes. Oh, and that's to be clear too. Yeah, like, while Donna Ilsa will essentially have like an open court kind of thing, she's also very much like, if you cross her, she burns everything you own to the ground. Very, very open arms, but don't cross her.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the only time any shopkeeps have problems with either family is if somebody tries to shortchange the pay. Yeah, anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. Do we? I'm just gonna say, like, within the group, do we want to ask about the spiral or start, like, with something else?
Vander, how would you go about it?
On the one hand, Laying all our cards on the table is not something I would normally advise.
I sense a but.
You're perceptive, my friend.
Sorry.
I sense the derriere. Something's wrong in it. Is that the
Mexican night. No. Sorry.
If this Donna Ilsa has been this hard to pin down as far as moods and what you might expect from her, if she gets the idea that we're lying to her or that we're hiding things from her, she might go along with it, ignore it until it suits her, or she might try to bite all our heads off in one go.
Hey,
Families are difficult to deal with at the best of times, but when they're suffering setbacks and the leadership is unpredictable of late, it's doubly so, if not triply so.
The question is, what's the connection between her and the hooded guy?
is there a connection between her and the hooded guy? That was not Scottish.
No, we don't know. Except
Vander's gonna look a little more nervous as he is invoked. One would think. I mean, if this Donna Ilsa is behind the spiral trade, and that guy was walking among all of the zombie people, but maybe he's the reason why she's all upset and everything's going to shambles. Maybe he worked for the Druids. I don't know.
maybe.
Either way, I'm guessing we're not going to be able to just go in and ask her very politely to not sell on Earth, or at least our Earth.
If I do have an idea on what we could offer, but I highly suspect she's going to push for us to be part of the solution to her Druid problem.
Is it likely the Druid problem's going to come back to Earth, or at least our Earth? What is the designation for our Earth?
Earth?
I think we're just Earth.
Yeah, but isn't there like variants of it?
Yeah.
Earth Prime?
The best Earth.
Earth C-137?
Yeah.
That was a meta question
Yeah.
to Travis more than anything. Is there a specific designation for our Earth?
Not really. No.
Right.
Most places, like if you go to like a recursion that is like, the damn detective, what's his name? If you go to like Sherlock London recursion, they probably refer to it more just London. Most recursions are just like a city or a region.
Okay.
Very rarely do you find one that's a whole world.
And there I was just hoping there would be an easier word to say than Earth in a Scottish accent.
Gaia.
Yeah.
Terra. Terra works.
Yeah. So I kind of like the idea of maybe offering to help her solve her Druid problem if she stops with the spiral. Presuming that our hooded friend is not directly involved with her and that's what she's freaking out about. If that's the case, then we got a bigger problem.
Also, I think we need to be more specific with what we're dealing. Didn't you say they deal in absolutes and precisities here?
Mm.
Well, if we say we fix your problem, that's a bit broad.
Well, I think maybe we just open the conversation and see if she'll see. The hard part may be getting her to say what the problem is, and then we can decide whether in fact it is something that we can fix.
I got a feeling this won't work anyway, but we can try.
There's a question of credibility here. She doesn't know us. Why should she trust us to help with a
Yeah.
rival family and business that has nothing to do with us?
Also,
But if
good
we
question.
tell her who we're with, that we don't know what the estate is to her.
Yeah.
Are we the enemy or are we a potential ally?
Hindsight, we probably should have asked that.
I mean, we know that agents have come here before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody comes here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to presume that if we have agents who come and go, both the Dons, the Druid family and Donna Ilsa, have got to know that the estate exists.
Aye.
That's true. At the very least, we aren't banned from the place. That's got to count for something.
Yeah.
No profit in banning someone, unless they actively drive away business.
Now that I think about it, I don't know if our leadership is exactly predictable in that regard.
No,
You know,
no, they're not. Last thing I expected them to have was a flamethrower. They were holding back on me.
well, we went shot on sight, so that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
Aye.
And we were able to track her back, which shows that we've got intelligence connections anyway.
We haven't got intelligence ourselves, but we've got it connections. So you reckon we should speak to the Donna or the Don?
At first, I was thinking we should talk to the Don and offer to help him knock her out, but it's hard to tell. I don't know that we necessarily want to take a side in that fight, because
Not my monkeys, not my circus.
yeah, exactly.
We don't know anything about him either. At least we know what Donna Ilsa is into.
So how about this? The idea of finding where they drink, that's not a bad idea. Just because trip to the pub's never hurtful. Ask around. Maybe talk to some of their employees. See if it's possible to arrange a meet.
Yeah, it can't hurt to get more info.
Oh, and everyone's a bit more loose-lipped around alcohol.
The other thing we could try is to posit ourselves as what was the woman from the gem shop's name?
Lydia?
Oh,
Lydia.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Lydia Nance.
Posit ourselves as Lydia's replacement.
But that's deceitful. I thought we were going with the honest and upfront
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think Donna Ilsa would be very much in charge of determining who her replacements were. If we walked in saying we're in charge of this spot now, you're dealing with us now,
Well,
that's a big play.
yeah, yeah. And
The
you're right.
ballsy play.
Lying is probably not a great move in this instance.
I'm a fan of honesty in most cases.
Yeah. Well, you don't necessarily have to reveal your whole hand, but straight up lying is probably not great.
No.
I just wish I knew more about the Druids and Don Wycliffe and what the hell was going on there, but maybe we can find out.
The Druids are the largest family known in Crow Hollow. At least largest in the amount of territory they control. You'd know
And
that.
she has lost territory to them recently.
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly given up. No one knows.
Yeah.
The
The
Conaro,
trade may have been done there.
the Cornaro family, they're not small, but they're more of a moderate sized.
See, I would have thought that the whole spiral thing would have been a play to increase power, which would go with taking territory, not giving it up.
You get nothing for 3. Maybe the trade was production rights or the means to produce in exchange for those regions.
Once you
And
didn't
once
need
you've
that
got
territory anymore.
Or that.
If
Once
she's
you've got the
expanded to other
production.
recursions, then
Yeah. We still don't know where spiral really comes from.
You know what it's
Yeah.
made of, or at least molecularly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and given that it turns people into zombies, that even strengthens that theory. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
well, we know where to start looking. So those goons with the pink dahlias, those are the Cornados. Those are the people we need to hear more from. So anywhere that looks like a watering hole for that bunch, probably on one of the levels above us, I'd imagine.
yeah.
That's where we need to go.
Let's go to the bird pub.
So, looking into the Canaro family?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I spelled it wrong in the chat.
Yeah, it's fine. I spell everything wrong.
A-R-O, not D-O.
Cornetto family.
Yes.
Corleone family.
Corona family.
Oh, God. It's the Cornetto family. One of them is Shaun of the Dead. Go through another door. You just have Hot Fuzz. Just there.
So, looking around a little bit, you'll find it almost looks kind of like a... I'm kind of picturing this bar. Think like one of those Japanese drinking stations, like where it's almost like a food truck with like a bench kind of set up to the side of it, but almost with more of a like a Greek coloring and architecture and that kind of thing.
You have no idea how much you want ramen now.
And you would probably be able to follow a couple of these enforcers as they go over, get set down, and order a couple of drinks.
What's everyone drinking? Rusty says as he walks towards the bar.
You'd see these two enforcers. They've got this. They've got this almost like a small tumbler glass. It's got this kind of clear.
Sorry, I should clarify. I was asking the party, not the birds.
Oh, yeah. But you would still you would see them. They've got these small tumblers with this golden, almost amber liquid kind of in it. It's a little thicker as they kind of as the bartender kind of pours into this cup. It almost sticks to the side. It's not quite as thick as honey, but think of it like a really thin pancake syrup with almost like a golden hue to it.
Picturing
Or a thin.
mead.
Yeah, a little bit like a mead, like a thick mead.
Like proper old school mead, not the mead that is forced to be wine because laws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It leaves this thick film that kind of runs down the side of the tumblers as these enforcers kind of give it a swirl.
Big question in the bar is, do I have to sell my soul for a drink?
I'm a ginger Scotsman. I'll do it.
It's one of those, like, if you were to come in and order
Worst
drinks,
person
it's 1 coin, but it's 1 coin per sitting. So it's not 1 coin per drink.
Oh, so for however long you're sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
at 1 coin.
Mm-hmm.
All
Oh,
you
it's
can
like
eat.
drinking on Lincoln.
Or like if you've ever been to like a smoking bar, it's pay to get your table. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Alright.
They might have problems if you're going to sit there all day, but
Yeah, is there conveniently a set of 4 seats near the bird people?
let's see. How far away is the seats? The higher it is, the farther away. You're able to sit right next to them. You're actually sharing the table with them. Yeah.
Just to clarify,
You're
is it
essentially
a
like the next
bar?
table over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is
They're
it you go to the bar to ask for the drinks and then you sit down, or you sit down and the drinks come to you?
Probably more the latter. Like there is like a table service person kind of going around, but it's much more like if you've been to like when the server comes around for coffee at a restaurant, they just kind of like automatically fill up.
Okay, cool.
And then there's a person like when you first come in, like there's just like shaking hands and pay as you come in and get set down.
First you'll lead in and then go, can I get a table for 4, please?
And the server will kind of nod. This server's kind of sitting there, has these lighter gray feathers kind of all over them. They look probably like they're a little bit older. And they'll kind of give a little bit. They'll give a handshake to everybody as you're coming in. Or if anything, they'll stop as Rusty says this. Is this together or separate?
Ideally together, and I'll pay.
That's what I meant. Was a payment.
First time visit. Sorry.
Well, welcome. And they'll direct you to a table. Rusty, go ahead and take 4 points of damage.
12.
4.
I thought you said 12. I was like, what the fuck?
Take 12 points of damage for asking that question.
This is the newbie tax.
Yes, yeah.
The
Oh,
booty tax,
new
okay.
visitors. Yeah, we charge new people triple. Yeah.
2 on might, 2 on intellect. Done.
Okay.
And it's just damage, not like a permanent thing.
No, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So Rusty's gonna get the table for you guys.
He feels a little bit dumber as he does it, just like, ooh, this is going to be a good.
I'm just getting pre-drunk. Gotta sell those brain cells before you can kill them, the rest off.
True.
Exactly. Yeah, Rusty will go and sit down, and assuming lead the party over there.
Yeah, Vander will follow over, see what their wine selection is like.
Cool.
They pretty much
As
just
Rusty's
have the
going over,
one
he's-
mead.
Yeah, that tracks.
Cool.
This place is called the Bouncy Squash Pub.
Sorry, it's called the what? The what?
The Bouncy Squash.
Okay. So many things in my head. So many mental images. All of them funny.
Generated a worse one.
This is a different kind of crime family bar.
They bounce you before they squash you. they bounce you out the door. No.
I mean, it's better than being rolled out the door.
Yeah. That's where it gets its name.
On
They
the way
bounce you
over
out
to
the
the
door
table.
and you squash it when you hit the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, God. But is there a bottom? We don't know.
Probably? Maybe? I don't know.
But on the way over, Rusty's just like, I am not going to say anything. I'm going to get in trouble with us if I do. So I'll pay the drinks. You can deal with the rest. Specifically to Vander, but in Vander and Amalda and Ian's general vicinity. Just like, yeah, I'm not doing the talking. Not it.
Oh, good. So Vander's just gonna sit there and drink for a bit. He's gonna kind of watch out of the corner of his eye to see if the two enforcers paid them any mind.
Just a second. It's loading a module for me.
Mhm.
One that I forgot that I hadn't loaded.
Also, off the top of your head, do you know what the mead-like substance tastes like? Does it taste like mead?
Well, again, once it finishes loading this module,
Okay.
it's got a particular. It has a particular sweetness to it, almost floral on the nose.
Ooh.
And again, that consistency, it kind of almost coats your mouth with flavor. I'm waiting for this to load so you guys can actually roll.
I
We
hope
can see
you
how
realize
you.
I want this in real life now.
I'm wondering if it's like sap
There
from
it
the
is.
tree.
Ooh.
It could be. Yeah.
Who could
Yeah, like
say?
if you were to kind of tap your finger into it, it does kind of. It almost holds to your finger, so it does have a little bit of a thinned out sap consistency. Yeah. Give me a D10. Higher that is, the better this is to the better flavor this is to you. It's got a particular sweetness, and again that flavor kind of coats your mouth, and it just feels everywhere. It kind of warms as it's going down. Maybe it just doesn't hit Vander's taste buds very well.
Yeah, he came in here wanting wine.
Yeah, true. Like this might be a little bit too sweet for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he hides it well though.
Same for Ian.
What were we rolling? Sorry, I missed that.
A
You want
D10.
a
How much do
tequila.
you? Yeah, like a D10.
Stuff.
And this is just how well does your character like this kind of thing.
Can I roll with advantage because Scott?
Because you're a drunk.
Well, flavor and tolerance are two different things.
Okay, fair.
You can not like it and still
Oh, no.
No.
What is this swill?
Yeah.
You call this Scotch? Ah, fuck.
No, we call it amber.
Oh,
Like,
keeps drinking it anyway.
Yeah.
More like am butt keeps drinking.
what you guys are saying, but I think it's pretty good.
oh, why do I have to chew it?
It's probably one of the few things he likes about it. It's just like,
Yeah, that's what it was like. All the parts about it is like, all the parts about it, Rusty's like, I should like this. Why don't I like this?
Chewy liquor.
I'm not
I
an
would say,
alcoholic.
like-
I'm an ethanol enthusiast, and I should like this.
This probably has like a It's got a strange sweetness on the tongue, but it's got like a really strong burn after you finish it.
Mm.
Come on, it's the same color as Iron Brew.
Oh, so it's like thick moonshine.
A little bit, yeah.
He'll just take a look at this, look at Amalda, and just go, "That's not Iron Brew. That's nothing like Iron Brew."
He smashes a bottle, points it at her. You take that back.
But yeah. So you're sitting, and these guys don't really seem to take notice of it. I mean, there's probably a little bit like where Rusty's revolting from this drink. They'll probably kind of,
Look, look, look.
what?
Oh.
Damn visitors. And they'll go back to talking. And you followed the Canaro family in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You'll hear them talking a little bit here and there. Mostly, there's kind of most of the conversation will be day to day. How's work going? How's the hatchlings? That kind of thing.
Yeah, squawking. Always squawking about something.
Yeah. A couple of things will key up. A couple of little points will kind of probably perk you guys' ears. One of them kind of mentions, like, you see the flyers Druid posted? Yeah. They're going to talk about these flyers that Don Wycliffe posted, promising a chest of crow coins.
Whose chest?
An entire like treasure chest full of coins.
Okay, I was going to say chest varies based on, the size of the person,
Height and weight.
sex of the person, biology.
An entire chest of crow coin for the head, the feathered head of Cassandra Talon. That would probably be like one of the first things that would key up to you guys. It's like a
Cassandra
chest
Talon?
of crow coin is roughly 1,000 crow coin.
Wow.
If you get to that many coins, it functions as an artifact. A rumor is you can basically cash that in for a wish. Like, you get that many crow coin, it starts to take on magical effects of its own.
Oh, what kind of numbers are we talking about?
At least 1,000.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, theoretically, could someone just, like, sleep here and keep, like, resting and recovering and just draining themselves until they have a ridiculous amount of money?
Theoretically, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you'd have to
Of
pay
course
to
of
actually
action.
live.
An advisor.
It'd be a slow build-up.
Yeah.
To 1,000? Yes.
A full chest, like as Nick kind of mentioned, like it depends on the size of the chest a little bit, but you're still talking several thousand in a chest. Yeah, that's gonna be the first thing that keys up to you guys. The other will be it's like they're gonna complain about Donna Ilsa a little bit, and like when they start talking about Donna Ilsa, they'll kind of it'll be a little bit more hushed. You'll kind of hear as the conversation drops down a little bit. So can everybody give me an intelligence if you have anything for like listening?
Have ears.
Okay.
Any skills for listening?
I can use my ears very well.
How do you feel about remembering and memorizing? Yeah, that's okay. You can say no. It was a long shot.
Yeah, I was trying to think of how I could make it work.
Yeah, no.
Oh, damn, Rusty.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Rusty's
I
got a hard
have
20.
ears.
So
Rusty's
Rusty,
so mad at his drink that he can look.
He's aggressively paying attention to everything else.
Just focus on literally anything else.
so Rusty's gonna kind of basically hear this entire conversation. There's concern in the Canaro family that Donna Ilsa seems distracted. She's been leaving. She's been leaving the house without guards. They're working this weird hooded birds showed up here and there. This weird hooded crows showing up every now and then. Nobody knows where she's going. She'll be in the house as far as everybody knows, and then they'll go to find her, and she's gone. And she'll just walk out of a room where nobody saw her go in.
Well, that answers
So-
our question about her connection to the hooded guy.
I think so.
There's also like some of the other guards have reported like hearing her like late at night when she's like after she's gone to bed and all that stuff. Like some of the roost guards have reported like it almost sounds like she's crying at night, like in the middle of the night when everybody else should be asleep or something like that.
Can I pick my major effect? Do I
You
get a
can,
major effect?
yes.
Can I say that the crows just, in their excitement, start factoring us into the conversation? So they're like, hey, did you hear this?
I'll do.
Basically, can I use that major effect so we can get into the conversation?
I'll do it. Like you can interject yourself into the conversation.
Well, can I use my demeanor of command to help him with that?
Well, he's got a major effect. It wouldn't necessarily have a role with it. He'll be able to pull that off.
In which case, yes. Could I please do that?
Sure. It'd be one of those like maybe like you were getting a refill or something like that, and kind of lean over.
Yeah. Just excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to overhear, but surely a lady crying is not normal, especially not of one of such fine reputation. And he just sort of goes to sit down back basically at their table.
And one of
uses that
these
as the inn.
one of these enforcers will kind of almost before he can walk away, he'll kind of grab him and just
Wait.
yeah, I know, right? Come on. And they'll motion over another drink. Yeah, I mean, Donna Ilse has always been she's head of the family. She's always been the strong one.
No, right?
Never shows weakness.
Excuse me. Could you let go of the kilt?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm done. Care to join us? And he'll sort of like just gesture to our table and just be like, want to turn your chairs around, join us?
And he'll kind of turn around and look to his buddy. Yeah, all right. His buddy's gonna get up. I gotta get back to work. I'll see you later, right? Yeah. And this one enforcer is gonna kind of get up and toss his drink back and head out, and the other guy's gonna sit down at the table with you.
Drink your sorrows away, lad.
Yeah, I kind of look at this like he'll look down at his watch. I still got a little bit left. I'm Lunarbeak.
Good to meet you. Generally they call me Rusty. My friends here are, and he'll just gesture for them to introduce themselves.
We'll do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Ian.
Hey,
New to
remember
town,
how I
huh?
said I wasn't going to talk? Whoops.
Well, what brings you all to the market?
Well, opportunity, possibility of work. I've heard a couple of things about Donnell, so all good. Sounds like a real stand-up Don.
She's done well by us. Yeah. Always watches out for family.
Deals fairly too. Can't ask anything more than that.
Better than
Yeah.
those druids. You hear what they did to that guy last week?
No, what happened?
Pulled his feathers.
Oh, snap.
Crying out loud.
Visible wince.
Like all of them?
Apparently, yeah.
What did he do?
Apparently, he insulted the Dawn.
Shit.
Ooh.
Wycliffe had him waxed and feathered.
Oh,
Poor
I
crow
wouldn't
can't
have
even
smelt
glide anymore.
Well, that wasn't a smart thing to do, but I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Now, you didn't hear it from me, but the guy was kind of a prick. The guy Wycliffe waxed, but still,
Sure.
no crow deserves that.
what's this thing you were saying? We heard about Cassandra Talon, that he's offering a chest of coin. Like, what the hell is that? Like, what did she do to him?
You don't know about. And he'll kind of look around, like he'll look around almost in like shock. You don't know Cassandra Talon?
We're new to this part of the market.
I guess. Ugh.
Yeah, we're from way up tree, man.
She's a thief, freelance. I mean, nobody's seen her in a decade, but I mean, she's stolen everything. Legend is she was able to steal coins straight from the previous dons. Coin. No one steals coin.
Interesting.
That was probably 20 years ago, that story, but
So,
yeah.
so why is he putting a bounty out for her now, if she hasn't been seen in 10 years?
no one knows.
I bet he lost something.
Yeah, if he's looking for a thief, probably. But man, an entire chest of coin. I could retire.
What would you even do with that, man? Like, what, like,
With a chest?
yeah.
Man, I could start my own family with that. I mean, not just a nest either. I mean, if anything, he's got a nest and all that, but I could start a proper family. Get a whole level to myself. Oof.
You could do pretty much anything you wanted with all that coin.
Mm-hmm. Last time I heard somebody got a chest, they were able to buy a dragon.
No shit.
That's what I heard, but I mean, you know, a way down tree, probably 30, 40 levels down, but still, if
Where
that
would
was
you
true,
keep a dragon in the tree, man?
they can fly, right?
I guess.
And he'll just kind of wave out away from the trunk. They'll fly out there somewhere. Man, think of how fast you could get up and down, though. Ugh.
Can you imagine the shows though that you could do with that? The amount of coin you could make just from owning that.
Shows nothing. Just think of the influence you could get.
That as well.
Yeah, no one would cross you if you had a dragon, man.
No. But also like you could do the proper little like have a nice plateau, come one, come all, see the great fire breathing dragon. Coin.
Yeah. Just think of how easy it would be to take territory. And you're very clearly this guy has a one-track mind. Is like he
Yeah.
wants to be in charge.
Yeah. So,
Like we can always like it's always easier to attack from above because we can glide down on top of them. But you get a dragon, you could take over levels above you.
You know, that's true. That's a really good point.
And fly out, bring you back, and you drop down on top of them. Yeah. See? Thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm. Say, speaking of going up levels, say we had a proposition for the leadership. Who would we talk to about that?
I like bringing up work. He's gonna almost not stiffen up, but very much kind of like, okay. Like what with Donna Ilsa?
Well, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? But you know, sometimes you got to go through channels. But if the channel is just going straight to the boss, I certainly wouldn't complain.
I mean, she does have an open house, or yeah, an open. She has an open nest every now and then. Not as often as she used to, but yeah, probably go see her then. How high up is this guy in the order in the system? See, he's around kind of like middle management kind of thing. I could probably talk to my boss, but at least see when her next one is.
You know what? I would deeply appreciate that.
Yeah.
Is she looking for jobs to be done? You know.
She's always kind of handled work in-house. I mean, Donna Elsa doesn't like to hire stuff out too often.
That's fair. That's fair.
Trust those closest to you and all that.
Oh yeah, understandable.
I'm losing that voice. Well, that has happened occasionally, but it's, like I said, it's not very often. But who knows? You never know, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Well, what, pray tell, should I send word up that you're wanting to talk to her about? Just looking for work in general, or?
Well, we're always looking to, pat our nests a little bit. But we do also have a highly lucrative proposition.
Okay. And we can that kind of go on.
A source of recurring investment. Something that Donna Ilsa could expect to reap great profits from.
Give me like an intelligence, persuasion, talking kind of thing. I feel this is still positive interactions.
Would you say this is a pleasant social interaction?
I would
Or
say
because
so.
it's business? Would it be something else?
Uh, with the conversation going so far, I would say it's probably still like a pleasant interaction.
Shit. All right.
Oh, that's right. You have an inability, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can I help him with mine?
Just a second. Helping. I believe that would be. It would act like an asset for Vander. It's like a plus.
Okay. Because I get an asset on interactions.
Mm.
I get a free level of effort. And I have persuasion. Perhaps I should have been doing this. Oh well.
Hi.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Imelda's specialized in persuasion.
Vander intimidates, I persuade.
This is why Rusty
Well,
said he was not
Hey,
going
he
to
also
talk.
lies.
Yes,
True.
that's true.
And is very
Here
deceitful.
we go.
Okay. Oh, nice.
So 5. Okay.
Oh shit!
Hey.
Well, thankfully Vander already rolled, so Imelda's not talking.
I
Oh,
start
that
to
didn't take away.
talking,
Shit.
and then Rusty just slaps his hand over my mouth.
Let's
Fine.
see. No, I did it right.
Well, it didn't take from my intellect pool, and I was using effort.
Oh, did you? It didn't apply effort.
Yeah, because there wasn't a skill associated with it when I clicked it.
Ah.
Let me. I'm gonna roll it again just to make sure the proper
Okay.
intellect is drained. There we go.
How much effort were you putting in? 3 levels of
maximum.
effort. So that's an 8. Okay. So an 8. Yeah, you're definitely gonna like. This guy's like a level 4. So yeah, you'd be able to kind of. It's like, all right. Normally she likes to have a little bit more detail, but you all seem like good crow. Is it crow or crows? Eh. Well, this one is crow.
I was going to say, you guys seem like a good murder. Would be
I
the
was
correct
thinking
word,
that.
where it is a murder of crows.
Well, and this is KRO. So, crow is the plural of crow.
Okay.
We'll establish that right now. Well, you all seem like good crow. Normally, Donna's the Donna's gonna want a little bit more details before she even hears it, but I think I can spin something.
You are a credit to your profession, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, I should get back to work. Stop by the roost tomorrow. You should be able to get it set up by then. I'll talk to my boss. We'll get everything set up for you. Okay?
All right, we'll be there.
And he's going to basically get up and head out and go back to work.
Nicely done.
So
Maybe
you
I should
guys
talk
have,
more.
uh,
Oh, God, this stuff's awful. Keeps drinking it.
Yeah. Oh, now, yeah, so at this point, Rusty says hate drinking.
God, it burns so good.
I've drank through stuff like that before. It's like, I got a whole bottle of this too. Damn it.
Every time I drink shitty cider, I just
Uh-huh.
or just most beer.
White
Half the
Claw.
time, beer is just like, say this tastes.
Any hard seltzer. Yeah.
Just like that, or tonic water, just anything like that.
So you guys have essentially a day to chill and relax.
So can we go shopping?
You can.
God,
You
fuck
want to
it, why
use any
not?
recovery dice before you do?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Well, yeah, I'll use one.
You don't have to.
Do you get plus anything, or it already figures that in?
It should automatically do it.
Hey, Rusty's back to full.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, because it's a d6 plus your tier, unless you have something that gives you a bonus to it.
Yeah.
And the sheet should automatically figure all that in.
And if we need it, I always forget about my recover in half time
Mm-hmm.
talkie benefit, so don't let me forget that.
Yeah, and that affects everything except the first one, I think.
I can let's see. It's a character within short range, half the normal time, minimum 1 action. So I don't know how you do something in half an action, but
Yeah, so I'd say like everything except your first one. What was that? That was recovery. Speedy recovery. There it is.
speedy recovery.
Everything is short range. Minimum 1 action. So, yeah. So essentially everything except your first one. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody got the recoveries. Everybody got one that was going to do one. So, you guys can go shopping. What would you like to go shopping for? Is there anything specific you guys want to look for?
Ian wants a laser rifle.
Yes.
I just realized going to most places that wouldn't stay as a laser rifle. It's like that.
Well, here's the thing:
let's see
is
what's interesting.
Crow Hollow works on a mix of mad science and real-world physics. So if you find it here, it might look like it might actually function like a laser rifle.
If we take it back to Terra, will it also function like a laser rifle?
A laser rifle?
A laser rifle?
If it
That's all the fun uses.
Crow Hollow functions on. Let me find it. Magic and mad science. That's the laws. The physics laws here are magic and mad science. Basically, you can find almost anything here. If you take a laser rifle to a fantasy or a magic-based world, it'll tweak and adjust, and it'll be something different, but it'll function similarly.
A wand of scorching ray.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh,
It'd be like a crossbow that fires scorching rays.
okay, well, that still seems interesting. Let's see what they got.
So not looking for anything specific then, right? Unless you are.
Yeah, more just something fancy, unusual, flashy mainly.
We buy like educational things, like things that might boost like I don't know, one of my skills. Like, is it possible to do that with an item, or are items really meant to be like disposable things?
Some can. There are rarely ciphers that will actually essentially give increase to a skill.
So these are essentially ciphers that we're buying?
Some of the, like, if you were to look around, you'll see things that are ciphers, some artifacts. If you were to look hard enough, you might even find some spiral dust.
No, thank you. I'm very careful not looking at spiral dust. I do not. There is no spiral dust that I see. Yeah, I think Imelda would look for books or something in that vein, scientific equipment type thing. Interesting, like science devices, anything in that sort of category of knowledge.
Give me anybody who's looking for the more specific it is, the higher the difficulty it's going to be. But give me an intellect check, or an intellect, an intellect check.
Oh,
Boy.
Nope.
Okay. Well, the
Alright.
base level is 3, so.
Would this involve patience, discipline, or willpower?
Probably not. This is just kind of
Okay,
like
good.
as you're. Think of this like window shopping kind of thing. 2. Okay. So Ian's not going to find a ton of things. Not necessarily like, okay, I mean, he's going to find a lot of stuff because this entire world is one gigantic bazaar. But nothing that really jumps out at him. Nothing that sparks that interest. No laser rifles. What's Rusty looking for?
Rusty is looking for interesting firearms in general. Just sort of browsing.
Okay.
He's a man of many talents, but that as much as he loves his P90, can't always carry it. As much as he likes his USP, it's a small pistol. He's just looking, just seeing what's on the market.
Give me a D20.
I like D20s. I don't like that D20 though.
A 2.
Fuck that D20 in particular.
So, you're gonna find, some ammunition. These are shotgun shells, packed with depleted uranium. They deal 8 points of damage per shell.
Oh. And shotguns are a cone weapon, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a little bit of an area. It's like a short range. You're looking at, with a shotgun, short range, and yeah, it'll hit a cone. If you hit somebody, like if you were to fire a shotgun at immediate range at a target, it'll do like half damage to anybody within short behind them. But yeah.
God.
The damage
Medium
drops off
uranium
fast.
buckshot just tearing
Yes.
into something.
The trade-off. These are.
Chunk of that would feel like a slug.
These cost 5 coins per shell.
Ooh.
ouch.
I don't own a shotgun, so this is...
You could get a shotgun fairly easily. These are pretty stock standard. These will fit most shotguns.
Because of the state, I need a shotgun.
Yeah. And if you were to ask
Okay.
for it, like, if you were to buy a few of these, like, say, if you were to buy 6 shells, they would give you a shotgun with it.
Ooh.
And, like, if you were to ask for it. Because, like, they'll look you over, a shotgun, yeah. And they'll throw in a shotgun with the purchase of 6 shells.
Actually, thinking about it, is there any kind of, like, equipment, like at the estate, before we go out, way that we could equip ourselves with their stuff? Or is it all just you're on your own?
A lot of times it's kind of you're on your own, especially since they just got done being
Okay.
invaded by a zombie horde.
Okay. Sorry.
Normally they would
Just
have
use all
stuff,
these-
but
I
yeah.
know you have all these guns. Let me just grab 2.
Yeah. For the record, I was just checking how much damage my gun does. I do not pull it out and blow the crow's head off.
Well, and that's the thing. So, like, Rusty's skilled with guns anyway, so he does a few more points of damage than normal. The way a shotgun will work is it reaches out to short distance. Anything within immediate distance takes full damage. Anything immediate to short takes half damage. Anything past short doesn't take damage at all.
Hang on 1 second. Wait. Duh. Where is it? Is it that one? Yeah, indifferent. Yeah, I inflict additional 1 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I could have swore I had something else that enabled like all my attacks to be longer range.
I don't know.
But I can't remember if it specifies whether it does or does not work with that. Rusty will loiter and sort of be looking at the table while others go shopping. While I double check things.
Ian's not going to find much. What's Imelda looking for? Science-y stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
something to enhance my mad science, I guess, or weird science.
Give me 2d20. You're going to find 3 different things.
Okay.
19 and a 13. Okay. Remember that dragon horn we were joking about?
For fuck's sake.
No. Yeah, actually, you're going to find that dragon horn. What it does is it attracts the attention of the closest dragon from miles around in the recursion that you're in. If dragons inhabit it, it will summon them. Or it will summon the closest one. It costs 20 coin.
Ooh.
You will also find a gauntlet with this mechanical suction device in the palm. It'll serve as an asset for all tasks related to climbing and gripping. It's an artifact, and it has a 1 in 100 depletion. Costs 5 coins.
Oh, I'm definitely taking that.
You will also find, for the cost of 12 coins, an extra arm graft. It performs all activities of a normal arm, but the difficulties of actions is modified by 2 steps in the user's detriment. So you'll have a third arm, but anything you do with that third arm is done with a -6.
Okay,
But you have a third arm.
what happens when we go back to Earth where people don't have third arms?
You go back to Earth, it would be like I imagine it would probably be like a prosthetic. Cutting edge prosthetics now are just on the verge of having like that brain machine interface. And that might be why you have like that -6, because who on Earth has a third arm outside of birth defects? But
Yeah.
yeah, it would. On Earth, I imagine it would probably look essentially like a prosthetic.
Third arm, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Go to a sci-fi universe and you just have a robot arm sprouting out your back, coming up and over your shoulder like a servo arm from Warhammer.
Yeah. Would there ever be a chance to upgrade the arm?
Depends on the
Like
world you go
next
to.
time you level up, if I wanted to spend one of my things on getting rid of some of those minuses?
You'd have to go to a mad science world that can work on it. But you would have a third arm.
Yeah, Imelda's looking at Rusty going, third arm,
You what? He just looks over from the shotgun shells. Run that by me again.
third arm. Imagine all the things you could hold while you're doing other things.
So you could tri-wield.
Like, is it stronger than my arm? Or is it as strong?
Oh, no, it's not quite as strong, but I could work on that.
I'd say like right now it probably looks. You remember the Jane? You might remember this. The growing up in the '90s, we had like those the robot claw hand that you could like put your hand into, and they're little finger grips, so you could pull the fingers.
I'm not that much younger than you. I remember those too.
I haven't played with those since the '90s, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, they're still a thing.
Okay. But it'd be
Okay.
kind of like that. It would probably look kind of like that, where it's kind of stripped down. There's really like no musculature or reinforcements to it, so it's very much like a.
Yeah, but if I needed something like to hold a map while I was
Oh, yeah.
climbing.
Yeah, like a map or a torch, or you just like a third arm to hold something. Yeah.
Okay.
Rusty's just looking at
A
it.
better representation is Jax's arms from the recent Mortal Kombat movie. When he very first got them, they were very like thin and spindly.
Yeah, like thin, spindly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So I'll look at the rest of the team and go, dragon horn or extra arm.
Ooh. I can think of
I
several
really
things I
think
could do with the arm.
Fuck me, but
Do we want to draw the attention of a dragon?
Probably not, but the arm.
not because someone theoretically does have one here, and
Oh yeah, true.
yeah, no, okay.
That doesn't necessarily
hold
mean
on.
it would be happy to see us.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That dragon could be very helpful to us. Because even if the horn doesn't give you any control over the dragon, you could still talk to the thing, right?
I mean, I don't know how smart dragons are here.
That sounds right, but I don't know enough about dragons to argue anything.
Well, I mean, dragons are super smart, super magical creatures, right? Like, they can understand us.
Slow blink.
I mean, depends. Are you talking like the Welsh dragon with the like 4 legs, the red scales, the 2 wings on the back, or are you talking Nidhogg or the Chinese style dragon or wyverns? They're all different.
No, I'm talking about regular fucking dragons.
I forget that you're not a fucking nerd sometimes.
Okay, so here's the other thing. I could just lay myself out and get all 3 of them, but I'd be really fucked up for tomorrow.
I mean, I can think of some uses for that arm.
I'll take
would
the
that
dragon.
be attached to me? Like if Rusty wanted the arm, for example.
Rusty's just there, like rubbing his hands together, just like, like the hands just in front of his mouth as well, just the,
How
Imagine
much
all
was
the
the
welding.
dragon horn?
The dragon horn was 20. It's
Dragon
a lot.
horn is 20 and is magic. The extra arm is 12. Is mad science.
It's mad science.
The
and
gauntlet is an artifact that costs 5 and is standard physics.
yeah, I'm absolutely getting the gauntlet. Like that's no fun. But
You know what? Ian's gonna buy the horn.
Mine
Okay.
horn. Woof.
okay.
You know what? If this is useful, fuck it. I'm not really good in negotiations. I'll sit in my corner and wait for things to go wrong and hope they don't.
Wait, hold on a second. Is the horn... Does the dragon only deal with the person who bought the horn? Is it connected to your soul?
Excuse me.
Ooh, that's a good question.
The dragon horn is a cipher, so it's a one-use thing. It functions like a cipher. It's in that it's a one-use. It's still, well, let me see. I take that back. The dragon horn is an artifact with a 1 in 20 depletion, so it's a fairly hefty depletion.
So 1 in 20 means what?
Every time you use it, we roll a d20. On a 1, you lose it.
Okay. And then the next time,
It's gone. On a 1, it turns to dust and breaks.
okay, but
So it's
if
same
you
as magic
don't roll
items.
one- so the next time you use it, you roll a d20 again, and it's still just 1 in 20.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Those
Like
seem
so
like
many
good odds.
magical weapons.
And
Now, some of the art, like the gauntlet, is like a 1 in 100.
yeah,
So- What I'm worried about here is... If the dragon is a magical creature, this is a magic item.
yeah.
Ian, I love you, buddy.
Okay, if Rusty wants the
Sorry,
third
1 in
arm-
6. I read the wrong list.
Alright,
Yeah.
who's just gonna give it to
Still.
someone?
Yeah,
Well,
if
that's the thing. If you buy it, can you give it up?
Yeah, like I can talk
Yeah.
to anything. I have that language skill. So I should take the dragon thing on the off chance that we need to speak, I don't know, draconic or some shit. But if Rusty wants the arm, then I think I could take the dragon horn and the gauntlet and still be good.
Rusty is now just flicking between the shells and the arm, the shells and the arm.
How much does that leave you with?
Let's see, that's 25. That still leaves me with 23. And then I can do another recovery because we're not going to meet them until tomorrow. So I could even do 2 recoveries.
Do you
Is
get
it-
coins out of character?
6 hours? Is that how it goes?
Hmm?
What are the things for recovery? 10 minutes, like an action, 10 minutes, an hour.
And
6
10
hours?
hours.
1 action, 10 minutes. 1 hour, 10 hours.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so I could totally get back most of that overnight. She says as Travis is planning a fight in the next 10 minutes, but, you know, but I could get back, 6 or so of it in 10 minutes. So,
I'm worried about depleting ourselves too much in this particular place. Like a little bit here and there, and maybe not a big deal. But if we're caught with our pants down, if somebody makes a move on us here, and there's everybody from everywhere here, there's no rules except mafia rules. So if you can get away with it, that's legal.
Real quick, Travis, how much was the revive arm?
12.
Okay, thank you.
I guess we shouldn't get the dragon horn, should we?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we spread it out.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
If you're getting that gauntlet, and Rusty's getting that robot arm, I mean, I could buy the dragon horn. I'm not looking to buy it to go shopping myself.
well, if he buys the gauntlet, can he just give it to me?
Yeah. Seeing
'Cause
the
I could get you guys healed up back up quick. Like that's oh, you know what? It is better actually if Vander or Ian takes the dragon horn because I can't use that half speed healing on myself. I can only use it on other people.
Like, if we can give it to someone else, then yeah.
seeing the party debating over what to get, this shopkeep would also kind of it's like you'd see he's kind of leaning on this he's leaning on something. It's covered in a big tarp.
Oh god damn it. It's the let's make a deal problem.
Wait, couldn't we just give each other soul coins?
You can only hold so many.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we can figure it out. But so he's leaning on a covered package
And it's kind of like seeing the group kind of like, okay. It's like, you've got, and like counting coins, like everyone trying to figure out, it's like, no, if you buy it and with this, it's like, I can just take payment from all of you. One of you doesn't have to take payment for the entirety of any one item. But also, I get this baby I've been trying to offload, and he'll kind of pat this large lump. This tarp is whatever this thing is covering. It looks like it's about 7 or 8 feet long, maybe like 2 to 3 feet wide, about shoulder width.
Oh, is it my motorcycle?
And he's gonna reach down and start to pull this tarp off, and let me find an image for it. One sec.
This is going to be the tank thing all over again, isn't it?
Tank thing?
That great, like, ridiculous vehicle that we had. Had
Oh.
the law that sucked souls.
The Sultan. Yeah.
Here's an image for this thing.
Where did that?
It's in Discord, Group A.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know which of you would be into motorcycles. Rusty, you're kind of a mechanical type person. I mean,
Rusty is
this
very
thing
much the
is
mechanical type
technically. I'm not sure if this is a motorcycle or a car, but essentially what this
Technically, it would
is,
class as a motorcycle.
because it kind of has 4 wheels, but it's also inline, so it's a whole thing. Essentially, what this is. This looks to be a version of a Tomahawk V10 superbike. Yeah, feel free to go through and like look at images of that thing online. It is essentially the most expensive motorcycle in the world.
Yeah, those things are.
That sounds really fast.
It's got a
My
10-gallon gas tank, which for a motorcycle alone is insane. It's got a top speed of 300 miles per hour. It goes from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds.
What the fuck?
Place fuck all. Can't go
you-
from bike go woof.
And you hold on to this, right?
Oh yeah. You sit on it, hold
Yeah,
on to
I'm
the
gonna
handlebars.
To, like, hold on to.
Yeah. And this shopkeep's gonna sit there. Okay. Normally, I would sell this thing for 500 coin. But, and meta-wise, this is only because Imelda rolled a 20. I'd let it go for 150.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just because it's taking up space, and I have sat on this thing for months.
yeah, but 150 would essentially kill us. Like, I mean, not kill us, but, you know. Like,
I mean, it might.
we would all be tapped out, basically.
For the day, yeah.
You guys have 179 total.
Yeah,
we
that would tap us.
I certainly appreciate the offer, sir.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk, and we'll huddle. So
And
Is-
by all means, and he'll go over to another side of the shop, but to like another end of the table, and he'll start dealing with
Yeah.
other people. Let me know when you know what you want.
In a fantasy world, that would straight up be Shadowfax.
yeah, exactly.
And that thing runs on standard physics too.
I say it wouldn't be Shadowfax. That would be straight up a nightmare.
Yeah, but there are 4 of us, and like having one vehicle that not all of us can share that's that awesome. Like, it just, I don't know. How do you actually use it?
Uh-huh.
As much as I hate it, the van is still more practical than us all piling onto it. Admittedly, a very large motorcycle, but
Yeah, but
small considering the size of us.
okay. So then do we want to get the 3 other items and just split the cost?
I'm still torn between the, and he'll look back at the shotgun shells and then look at the arm.
How much are the shotgun shells? Another 5?
They're
Five.
5 per shell.
Oh, per shell. Damn.
But with me firing it, it'll be a little bit spicier.
I mean, I could put in some for the shells.
Specifically, I found the thing. I do just have an enabler range increase. Range is for you, increased by 1 step. Immediate becomes short, short becomes long, long becomes very long. I can snipe with a frickin' pistol. So I can snipe with a shotgun.
But you can't snipe with a shotgun.
No, but I can shoot a shotgun to a decent effect at long range.
You can
No,
shoot
for
like, all the way down a hall.
For Rusty, a shotgun goes out to short. Anybody else, it goes to immediate.
Oh, I thought it had a immediate and short range as standard. Oh,
Shotgun.
then never mind. The robot arm is definitely more my thing.
But also remember, like, short range is up to like 50 feet.
Yeah.
A shotgun that hits 50 feet away is just.
Yeah, but I've only got 1 shot or a couple of shots with it. And I ain't going to be able to find much more of that at that price.
Something to think about for the future. The van has served us well, but it is very old. If we get that thing, he's going to point to the motorcycle, we take it back,
Just
sell that bad boy, and then we get something much more practical and much more recent.
Okay, I see where you're thinking now. That makes way more sense. I thought you were going to tell me to take that and make like a horse and cart chariot type thing, with that being the horse and then the chassis from the van being the chariot. Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Holy hell.
Granted, 150 coin is a little steep for us, but we could probably haggle.
I
don't know that we
I
can
don't
hack.
think he would that,
The
yeah.
regular price is 500.
I think he's desperate to get rid of the thing.
Well, Imelda, you're the
Well,
you're
I
the
could try
dashing
it.
lady with the fluttering eyelashes.
yeah. Okay.
And if not, I'll get a robot arm, because that I can definitely use. Imagine the
So-
modifications I could do to that bad boy.
It's just the bike or
A whole bunch of other stuff.
the arm.
If we can't talk him down to something a fair bit lower. I'm thinking 100.
That's more reasonable.
So this
Okay.
thing, this motorcycle, it's a V10 motorcycle, has
Filth.
8,285 cc's.
Jesus Christ.
It's 4 wheels. It does have 4 distinct wheels with leaning and support capabilities and a promise of 500, I'm guessing that's British horsepower, BHP. I'm not sure how that
I
compares to
assume so,
US horsepower,
yes.
but still.
Is the power of British horses different than other horses?
Apparently,
That's stronger.
Sure. Yeah. They're stronger, but they can only run very short distances. Yeah.
They're not meant for long distances.
A representative of Dodge said, if a 3,400-pound Viper goes 190, this thing will go 400 easy.
Okay.
The
it's
senior
brake
designer
horsepower.
said 400. He doesn't believe 400 is possible, but maybe 250.
So, okay. So I'm going to try to persuade him to do 100. Now, I know this is going to be extremely hard,
Mm-hmm.
but how do I use the smile in a word thing? It says when you use effort, which I'll use on any action involving interactions, which is this, I get a free level of effort. So instead of like 1, I get 2.
Right. Now
It
it still
plus-
only goes up to your max. So like it would, if you use 2, it'd be 3, and you can't
Right.
go over 3. Oh,
Right.
brake horsepower. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, how
Although
do
I like the idea of them being British.
so do I
A
just
teaspoon.
add a modifier of like +3 or something and then spend 2 effort? Like, how do I actually
Yeah.
roll that extra level?
Yeah, do it as a modifier of the +3 and 2 levels of effort.
Vander would attempt to assist by selling the vendor on a story that this thing is going to sit here till the end of time. This thing isn't going to do any other customer that he's going to find any good, because how many other customers come from places with the space to actually ride this thing? But we come from a whole other world, so we can ride that thing all day long. We're the only one. We are the market here. We have the buying power. He's not going to say that last bit, but he's going to heavily imply it, that he doesn't have any other place to go. If he wants to get rid of it, we're it.
Vander, give me an intelligence. This is going to be a difficulty 6.
Okay.
And if you can pass this, I will reduce the difficulty that I'm planning for this bike.
Okay. Because he is pushing it so hard that we are the only viable market, would that qualify as deception, do you believe?
It's kind of a lie.
Yeah, because if anybody can come here, surely there's somebody else that could come through, but
Literally anyone with a bigger health pool.
Yeah, I would say that's deception, because the glittering market is very much like a people come from all kinds of recursions. So he would know there's places like Arden where there's wide open spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, difficulty 6.
All right.
And if you can do this, it will reduce the difficulty of persuading him by 2.
Cool. Deception, go.
That is a 10. So he will buy this hook, line, and sinker. Vander is spinning like the biggest tapestry for this guy.
Even Rusty believes it. He's just like, wow, we really do. We are that good. Wow.
Vander effectively rolled, let me think, 19 plus 6, 25. That's going to be...
Which is 30, right? Because he added effort to it.
Oh, yeah, and with the effort to it, too. Yeah, 3 levels of applied 3 effort, too, so another 9 on top of that. So you're looking at 30... You essentially rolled like an 11 or a 12.
Wow.
Which, like, the task table doesn't even go to, because at 10 is supposed to be impossible. Short of breaking the laws of physics. Vander effectively broke the laws of physics.
He broke the laws of mental gymnastics.
Yes.
All in a day's work, my friend.
Literally baffled him with bullshit.
Okay.
So it's going to reduce the persuasion difficulty of this, because it was going to be an 8, because this guy's a seasoned, like, he's used to dealing with people from all over the place. So it was going to be a difficulty 8. This is going to be a difficulty 6, persuasion.
Okay.
Oh, exactly 6.
Yes.
The dice want us to have this bike.
Man.
The dice want us to have this money.
Only I could roll a 5 and still turn that somehow 6.
So he's going to
Weird.
give you a discount. So that's the good news.
Yay.
How much of a discount?
Let's see.
What were you looking for?
Well, we asked for 100. Although honestly, I didn't expect him to
Right.
go that.
Yeah.
So
You know.
your counter offer
Rusty
is
would-
100.
Yeah. Rusty would also be prepared to give up some of his ciphers in exchange. Like,
Oh,
a
so
physical
also
credit.
selling too. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, because I have what do I have? I have a detonation pressure and a uninterruptible power source. I'd probably keep the power source, but the detonation cipher is potentially helpful.
Okay, so Rusty's putting in a detonation cipher.
I have
For-
Oh, would he take the age taker?
Anything you
That's-
guys would sell him, he would.
Hmm.
He would. He would at least. He would cut the price down, if not give you coin back for it.
Okay. Yeah, I would sell the age taker because, as cool as it is, I don't actually need it. So
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d10. We're gonna multiply it by 5. That's how much he'll cut the price down with the ciphers you're selling.
I also have an area boost level 3, which I don't have any abilities to use it with, so there's that.
oh,
10. Let me see. Which ciphers are we talking? Let me do this.
the
I'll throw them on the party sheet.
Fourth level tier 4 detonation.
Ian, you said area boost cipher.
Yep.
Are you keeping the poison?
No.
Yes or no?
yes, no.
You know.
Actually, yeah, I'll hold on to that just in case.
Onto the poison.
You never
Okay.
know when you need some poison.
Imelda, what are you? You're offering the H taker.
Yeah.
Rusty, you're offering
Detonation pressure cipher of 4th level.
detonation cipher. Okay. Keeping the power supply.
I'm keeping the power supply because that thing saved our lives.
Vander, are you? Or you don't have any? You've got the power rod and the. Oh, you've got that oddity too.
Yeah, you don't have to give up. This won't kill us. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not giving up the power rod or the painting. The painting is for later.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, I forgot how good this mind-disrupting poison is.
So, the age taker, the area boost, and the detonation cipher. 7, 4, 3. It's another 14. Okay. He wanted 150. We'll take 14 off for the ciphers. And another 10 for persuasion.
Okay.
126.
So divided among us, I guess.
Mm-hmm. 31.5. So 2 of you will have to take an extra point.
I'll take an extra point.
I'll take one.
I'm just looking at that going, I want the arm though too.
Well, if Rusty wants to lose another 12 for the arm,
I can take a 10-minute recovery though and get the arm as well. I will just be basically tapped.
What
Well-
was it split up between us?
here's the problem with Rusty.
126 split 4 ways. So each of you take 31 total.
So I take,
Okay.
2 of you have to take 32.
so I have one of the 32s.
But Rusty, here's the problem with the arm. On Earth, it's going to be a serious, like, weirdness factor.
Mhm.
Like, everywhere you go, everything you do, people will be like, WTF, you have an extra arm.
My bright ginger Scottish man living in America that wears a trench coat. This is not the weirdest thing you guys have seen.
Well, I guess you could tuck it under the trench coat.
Okay. That's why he's so like, okay, I could get that because he could very easily conceal that.
Yeah.
Just wrap it around his waist.
See, 32. So
And can you imagine just how helpful that is? Every time I'm working under a car or working on a gun, I can just have the torch held there. Oh,
okay.
bless.
Okay, that puts me down to a 4 in everything.
Yeah, that's where I am too. Yeah.
Well, I'll take the 31 from that, which I take that from there. That's 6. That's 6. And that to 1. That's the 31 taken off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rusty's gonna take a couple of recovery, or take a recovery to try and get that arm. 'Cause although I could get it now, it would leave me on 0 basically.
Mm-hmm. And that would be
Oh,
dead.
fuck you, dice. Fuck you, dice. That's fine.
It's 4.
It's 4, yeah.
You got 4
I
points back.
stand by my statement though. Fuck you,
But
dice.
you can actually take 3 recovery you'll be able to recover in 5 hours if you max out your recovery.
Yeah, at the moment I've got the next recovery is a 1 hour.
Yeah.
Which, if we're going to be chilling for the rest of the day, is too bad. It's just gonna hurt tomorrow.
No, it's the next one that I can make it 5 hours instead of 10.
Hey. Rusty is going to be cheeky and ask, since we're doing so much business, is there any way we could lower the price of the arm just a little bit? You know, we're taking the bike off your hands.
Yeah, but
What's
he
that?
also already just cut 500 down to 125.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's being cheeky. He's not expecting a yes. He's just asking. But it does no harm to ask.
Yeah, Ian will offer up his the 5 he just recovered. Like, don't worry, I can handle it.
Yeah, sure about that, bud?
Oh yeah.
You look like death.
We all kind of look like death.
I
It
know,
felt
but
like it a few times too.
it's- if you're sure, I don't mind. Are you sure, bud? Like, sure you're sure?
I've got my ass beat a lot of times.
Aye, but I'm not a doctor. I can't really patch it up if you get your ass handed to you.
I don't think you can patch up a soul.
Fucking watch me try. It's amazing what you can do with a good conversation and some whiskey. I mean, aye, then yes, please. I
He's
owe you a drink.
probably. He's not going to give any more of a discount or anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
Beyond what was already offered. Just because, yeah, it's over. He almost gave an 80% discount on that bike.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Very nearly, like 75%.
Then yes, please. Rusty would like the arm.
Who's paying for the arm?
Which means I need to take 7 more off of things. If I take...
Yeah, like I just recovered 5 and threw the whole 5 at it.
Okay.
So it leaves me at what I had before.
And I have taken 7 more. 5 on my intellect, 2 on my might. I am no longer an intelligent boy. Not that I ever was to begin with, but there we are. Give me that robot arm.
Extra arm graft. Okay.
I'm so doing stuff to this.
Rusty.
Drill out the fingertip of
Distribute.
that one to put a little
Okay.
torch in it.
I put the motorcycle on the party sheet. You guys also
Yeah.
have that oddity book that lets you learn info about Arden.
Oh god, yeah, with all Rusty's Oh god, I just realized what Rusty would probably use it for more than anything because a stable arm
Furious.
to
No,
hold
no, man.
things.
Exactly.
Flashlight.
Yeah.
Flashlight, welding mask, instructions,
Furious
extra support
masturbation.
when carrying.
Yeah.
I am not putting my dingling anywhere near something that has a native goo.
Sorry.
No, he is not a brave enough man for that.
The robotic hand starts to spin.
Yeah. However, using it like the support arm that you see them use in Alien on the big guns
Mhm.
is like, yes, an extra arm for stability. And also, there's, nothing stopping him from mounting things to it,
Mhm.
like claws.
So you guys got all
Laser
that.
hand.
Now it's a matter of what do you do the rest of the night?
Fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Well,
We find a
you gotta
an
get a
inn
room.
and
Where are we putting our motorcycle?
You've
We
also
could-
got a motorcycle.
Yeah, can we just pop home and drop it off?
Yeah. I mean, you don't know how well things are going back on Earth.
No, but if we walk through the gate, say, hold that open for me for 10 minutes while I park this and walk back out. Also, why am I speaking to you
Well-
in the accent?
Coming through in an opposite gate.
You drop it, you'll
We've
lose
never
it.
really dealt with this much before. The one time you guys have gone through in an opposite gate, you were going from like a shadow Earth or a shadow version of Earth back to Earth.
right. Didn't
This-
it take us like days to recover?
Oh yeah.
We were not happy bunnies when we got back either.
The other part too, though, is we haven't covered this before because it was a unique situation you went through before. Unless there is a gate on the other side to come through, it's kind of like instant translation. You go through the gate on one end and you just kind of appear on the other.
Oh, so there isn't a gate on this end.
There is, but not where you came through.
Ow. Shite.
You have a motorcycle though.
Is there? Can we find like a parking spot I could lock this up in? Because Ian is perfectly fine to sleep on the motorcycle with his gun in his hands.
That's another problem too, because this is a treehouse place. Like you're pushing this along, like you can hear the boards, like they're not breaking. The whole, it's almost like magically, scientifically reinforced. So you can't break through the floor. You can fall off. You can't break through. But you're straining it with this bike. This bike is ridiculous on so many levels. You can find a room. A room's going to cost you five coin for the night.
For the squad or each?
For a room.
Okay, cool. Can we park the bike in the room?
You can park it essentially downstairs.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could steal that without attracting some notice, you know?
Right. And as Vander kind of pointed out, it's like, where are they going to ride it? Like, even if somebody takes it, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This
True.
is a four-wheel motorcycle. Yeah. Even turning this thing on is loud as all get out.
Cargo room.
Oh, it increases its speed at the cost of becoming extremely vulnerable to skidding.
Yeah, no, we're selling this thing as soon as we get back. And then getting a super tricked out van. Ian will be so happy.
So
Oh,
you know
I
what
guess I
you
can see.
would buy if unsupervised, right?
Like
A
all
Hummer.
superbikes, it has the features of stunt and supercharge abilities.
Yeah, Ian is the kind of guy that would buy a Hummer instead of
Oh.
another van.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
The homosexual.
I need to see something here. 1, 2, or 3. The higher this is, the higher the supercharger.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, he would buy a Humvee, actually.
Like
Okay.
an actual army Humvee.
Yes.
This is the quote unquote stock level Tomahawk. There's no supercharger or tuning kit or anything applied to it.
You say that like you don't have someone that will try to install one. If given the opportunity, Rusty would try to put a ram scoop into the front of this thing.
Apparently, the stock level has nitro,
Oh God.
What?
It has
and then
not?
higher levels you can add on superchargers. Or there's 2 levels of superchargers to add on.
Why? What? Why? I have so many questions.
Oh, it is technically not a motorcycle, even though it is ridden like one. Because it is 4 wheels.
It's a quadricycle.
Each wheel is 20 inches.
What's that in the rest of the world?
A little under 2 feet, so like half a meter. I think half a meter.
Nah, not quite. About 60 centimeters. So 65 centimeters.
Because a meter's roughly a yard. That's 3 feet. So this is about half that. I'm just going off the top of my head. So yeah, whatever you said.
It's that big.
Mhm.
About thigh high for most people.
Motorcycle like things more than 2 wheels just makes me think of. You're familiar with like the Polaris slingshot?
No.
It's a 3-wheeler. It has 2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel in the back.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
open top, no doors.
Yes. Admittedly, I do kind of like it, but that's because I have a thing for bikes and trikes.
Oh, it looks pretty cool. I've actually seen a lot of them. They have a lot of these in Denver. Then again, weird open air stuff is kind of common in Denver in general.
So, get in a
Oh,
room.
grief.
I imagine you guys eventually get a room. Because stay on focus.
Yeah.
Get in a room. Gosh, guys, who wants to pay for the room?
Not it. I pay for the drinks. Not it.
I took my last recovery, so I'll pay.
Okay. 5 coin.
Yep.
You guys get a room for the night with some much needed rest. Any other recovery rolls you want to make before I give you guys a rest? I imagine all of them.
Yeah, you might as well use them up.
Yeah.
Yes. There's my, that's more like it. That up to 8. And the final one. Oh, fuck you, game.
Better than a 1.
Good.
I'll grant you, yes.
969.
That is all my recoveries used. I am not looking good for tomorrow.
Or am I? But we
Oh.
have
Just
I
to
don't-
ourselves.
Ian, 9, 6,
Remember
that's
that.
15. You got 24 points back.
Yep, that puts me
Vander.
at 14, 14, 8.
Vander got 19 back. Rusty got 12.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
8 from full, that's not bad.
Melda, you are all out of yours. Yeah.
Yep.
So, a rest. Okay. So, everybody's getting overnight rest. You should have your recoveries back. I imagine there's at least
Yay.
1 or 2 recoveries made immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just Rusty wakes up, sits up, goes, nah, bruh. Just lays the fuck back down.
7.
Fuck yes.
Oh, that's better.
Is that all the more you got back, Vander? Or did you not add yours on yet? Nick.
No, I added mine.
Okay. Oh, you were just that low. Jeez.
Yeah, I had 2, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Well, you forgot about your tier bonus on top of it. So you had 5, 7,
My
7. 4, 2, 4. Oh, you mean 2, 2, 3 before? Never mind.
yeah,
Sure.
before.
I was like,
Rusty's also going to use his 10-minute recovery. Oh, for Why does the game want me to die, Travis?
I don't know.
I just wanted a robot arm and have some fun times with a beak.
Okay, so Imelda recovers 3 rolls. Rusty gets another 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna go ahead and yeet.
Oh, there's all your 5s.
Fuck you!
So many 1s.
Yeah. Disproportionate number of ones. It's fine. All of my stats are back in double digits at least.
Hey, bonus. So, getting to the treehouse in the afternoon or evening. Spiral. Find it. So you're gonna get up to this. You're gonna have to go up probably 3 or 4 levels. And going up floors is way more time consuming than going down. Because by this point, you guys have finished your translation and you have a full crow look to you. The beak, the feathers, the talons. Apparently, crows have talons.
Makes sense.
Sure.
The tartan, the duck bill.
You're gonna get up to this tree house, this roost, and there's these massive iron cables bolted to the bottom of one of these gargantuan branches, kind of suspended from this cable is this elaborate treehouse over nothing. That this treehouse is hanging from this gigantic iron cable, and it just hangs over the empty blue sky, white clouds. This spiral staircase kind of winds down one of the cables, so you can kind of come down and descend to this wide rooftop balcony. It also serves as the main entrance to the roost. In addition, it's also got some very tasteful kind of rooftop landscaping. Potted plants, benches, a few lounge chairs. The top level is actually patrolled by a few of these crow goons and a few quote-unquote pet crow carousers that apparently have the run of the place. There's 10 goons that are patrolling this upper area, and 2 coursers. Where'd it go? Coursers. Coursers they look almost like these large. They look kind of like night spiders, but instead of horse size, they're like the size of large dogs. 278. kind of off to one side, almost overlooking one of these balconies. You'll see this clearly. This female crow has almost those Amelia Earhart pants. Sunglasses as she turns around, and this set of very nice pearls, a few rings on her fingers. And as she kind of turns around and sees the group, she'll motion to some of the enforcers. They'll kind of escort you over. I'm told you have an offer, but not the details.
Vander's gonna step forward and make a little bow. That's correct, Danaosa.
She'll nod back. Well, proceed. And she'll kind of check her watch. She'll like pull this pocket watch out and kind of check it. You've got 6 minutes. Click.
Understood. We understand that you have business in other recursions. We come from one such recursion. And we have intelligence that implicates certain sources. Following those sources pointed us back to your organization. The spiral trade, namely. Some of the users and some of the dealers have been causing problems for us individually as well as associates of ours. We would like to discuss a more mutually beneficial arrangement. We do have incentives to arrive at such an arrangement if you're interested. Namely, a source of recurring profit that I believe would make up for any shifts in your business. Would that be of interest to you, Donna Ilsa?
I expanded the spiral dust trade when I started in Crow Hollow. I expanded the trade I started here to Earth. And my supplier suggested it was a thorough way to one-up Don Wycliffe. You can give me a list of dealers. Why should I go through you? I already have a network.
My apologies, I'm not being clear. The arrangement would involve the spiral trade on Earth stopping. Now, I understand. It is likely a very lucrative trade for you, the spiral trade. I do not suggest you give that up for nothing. I have something that may be of a great deal of interest to you, provided we can come to an arrangement.
Your alternative. Go on. And you can kind of see she's almost she's kind of almost narrowing her eyes at you. It's like very much like this better be very good.
And he'll nod, deferentially. We have a key to a recursion that is something of a collecting place for lost ciphers. As far as we can tell, there is no limit to the stream there. You go back every one of our weeks or so, and you'll find dozens washed up on the shore.
She's gonna hold her hand up and kind of stop you. Why do you think I established my spiral dust trade?
I would not presume to know your intentions, Don Elso.
By all means, hazard a guess. No repercussions.
It's very generous of you. Considering the effects that heavily compromised users were undergoing before we arrived here, rendering them mindless, shambling zombies, for lack of a better word. Well, they were entirely suggestible, from what I witnessed, and they could be directed to do great violence. So the end goal that I could see is to amass an army.
And Imelda's gonna sort of side-eye him a little bit, but not say anything.
It is certainly an interesting theory. It's wrong, I assure you. Interesting nonetheless. You mentioned that heavy users were overtaken, yes? I was unaware that was even possible with Spiral.
If I may clarify, I tried to look into the mind of one such individual. What I saw was a hooded figure moving among them, directing them. And when he looked back at me, they began to come after me. That hooded figure seemed to be calling the shots, directing an attack against me and mine. I happen to know, and I understand this is circumstantial, but there's been a mysterious hooded figure seen in the area.
And again, she'll kind of almost nose up. Like, okay, know a little bit more than you're letting on. That was likely my supplier. And she'll hold her hand up, kind of let me finish. I won't tell you who my raw supplier is unless we can reach an understanding. I'm at my wing's end. I need solutions. Spiral is a way for me to earn much needed coin. Not for influence or power, but information.
What sort of information are you interested in?
Someone took something precious to me. A year ago. 5 eggs. I haven't been able to find out who or why. But your hooded figure, my supplier, approached me days before. I refused him and sent him away. When he came back, after my eggs were missing, I agreed. I needed the extra funds. From what I understand, Wyclef has made a similar deal. He is moving to cut me off completely.
Cut
I
you
have-
off from the spiral?
Yes.
Or cut you off from power generally? Okay.
Cut me off from Spiral. Thanks in no small part to the funds Spiral has provided me, I have found approximately where my eggs are. Retrieve them, and I will leave Earth, your recursion, untouched from further Spiral.
Vander's going to look between the other three to see if there are any objections.
Imelda will nod at him like, yeah, this seems like something we can do.
Better yet, if you can return my eggs and any information as to who took them, not only will I leave Earth out of the trade, I'll give you the source. Well, at least who the source is. I don't care if you destroy the spiral dust, so long as it means that Wyclef will also be out of business. I just want my eggs back.
We can make that happen.
And she'll stand up and hold out one kind of taloned hand. So we have a deal.
Immediately, Vander will step forward and take your hand. I agree to your terms.
And you'll feel as the talons on her hand kind of... they don't puncture the back of yours, but she kind of wraps her hands around. You can kind of feel them poking. And you'll feel this almost warm sense in your palm as you shake it. Very well. And she'll go over to this side table and kind of pull up this kind of rolled up scroll. Just kind of roll it out a little bit. Do you know anything of the recursion Arden?
We're familiar.
I've tracked information that my eggs are being held in a place called the Mouth of Swords. It's roughly 75 miles south of Citadel Azurium.
Am I able to do a history knowledge on that?
Sure.
I'm
Cool.
sorry, south of where?
Citadel
The
Azurium.
Yep, Citadel Azurium. I just put up a map for you. And this is kind of
I
like
know
what she's
nothing.
got sketched out. 3. Citadel Azurium. Let me find it here.
It's a citadel.
Called Azurium. No.
Exactly. That's honestly pretty much all I'm expecting to know.
Tier 3 is not bad.
Okay.
Let me look here. Setting. Arden.
Capital City and Arden.
Page width. Citadel Azurium is the Ibora Forest. You're looking. Okay. It is. Oh, there it is. Yeah. It's in the northern end. It's an old. Essentially, it's like an old religious temple.
Right.
Largely thought abandoned.
I'd still just say, hey, it's old fort, but it's supposed to be
Oh, there it is.
abandoned, so probably not anymore.
Around the citadel is essentially this like you think it's like an old fortress citadel. In recent years, kind of sprung up around it. I'd say in the last 50 to 100 years, a city has kind of grown around it in the queendom of Azurium. It's the largest city in possibly all of Arden.
Let's see what also relates.
Inside that abandoned part is this single immense fortress. Nobody can get into it. Yeah.
So if someone got in there to store your eggs, not
But
as
where
impenetrable.
she's saying is this place is south of that city, about 75 miles. For you, for Nate, this is
we still use miles.
like 120k, I think.
Give or take, yeah. We do use. Stupidly, we still use miles because it costs a lot of money to change all the road signs.
Mm.
And old people are stubborn and stupid.
It's near the tip of a ridgeline called the Gambrian Cliffs.
Pretty place.
I don't know very much about the Mouth of Swords other than its locations. Other than its location. And that as of 3 days ago, that's where my eggs were at.
So we're likely going to need some climbing gear. If we've got to go up cliffs or at least around them. Do we know if there would be any... We can assume there would be some guards, but what kind of guards? He's asking generally.
Unfortunately, this is the limit of my knowledge.
Okay. Does no harm to ask. Ah.
And with that, she'll start to roll this map up and put it away.
Out of character, was Foston the place that we went to on our first trip to Arden?
I think so.
That's that session as well.
I
At
thought
least
it
when
looked
we were in a
familiar, but-
town.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I want to say yes. So I know it wasn't-
Shellmarn is where you went the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out where that is in relation to everything.
That's fine. I'm sure we can get a map.
We've got a
Well,
player's
okay.
guide.
We do. You
Yeah,
do?
I mean, we should probably head back to the estate and then from the estate to Arden, because they can probably drop us.
Or at
That
least
is
get
a
you closer.
scary Imelda.
What?
I just looked at the top and there's two Imeldas.
Oh,
Yeah,
Arden.
because
Yeah.
Travis
Ice.
made separate sheets for our Arden characters.
I know, I just looked up there and it's just like
Ah!
spooky.
Yeah, don't you remember? Has a sheen of ice. Dee.
I do remember. I who wields a halo of fire.
Yes.
And
Now
spent
it-
like an entire session canonically not realizing what his power was until he spotted it.
Yeah, I wonder if I should pick up that gauntlet on the way out
Not a
If
bad
we're-
idea.
in Cliffs.
Rusty will ask, in relation to this place and Earth, do we know how quickly time travels in these different locations relative? You said 3 days. Has it been 3 days here or 3 days there? And are they different times?
As far as I know, it's roughly the same.
Aye. Okay.
Since we have an agreement, let me offer you these as well. And she'll go over and kind of pull this smaller, almost like a chest, like a jewelry box. And she'll open it up, and there's these 3 ciphers in it. One of them looks like a little handheld device with a small aperture on top and several buttons and dials on the face. One is this metallic container, almost with like an oil spigot on the side. And if you look inside, there's this thick gray gel. And the third one is essentially like a little handheld radio, like a walkie-talkie, with a small display that, like, if you press the button on the side, it tells you what recursion you're in right now. What these are is a force screen projector. It creates an immobile plane of solid force up to 20 feet by 20 feet for an hour. You can make it transparent or opaque, or make it like a telephoto lens with a 50x zoom. So you can make a gigantic 20 foot by 20 foot wall into a scope.
I remember this because I remember questioning if we could use it to magnify like laser beams.
Friction reducing gel is that metallic container. It creates an area of slipperiness within short range for an hour. All movement difficulties within an immediate area are increased by 3 steps. So just walking through this oil, it's like grease, essentially.
Yes.
And finally is a psychic communique, is a handheld radio. It allows the user to project a one-time telepathic message to anyone he or she knows with unlimited range in any recursion or on Earth. Upon receiving the message, the recipient can choose to respond. Each message content can be up to 33 words. It's a message cantrip on steroids. Because it
Can they reply?
cross... Yeah, they can reply. And it can go across recursions. So it's a planar message. But
The
she's
ones I
offering
used
these
though,
to you
isn't it?
guys. You guys are welcome to these if you like, or not at all.
Oh, of course we're gonna take them.
I was gonna say, yeah. I have space to carry if need be.
Yeah, I can carry one too. So whatever.
I can carry two. I've had some space. I've been working out. I got stronger.
I'll throw them on the party sheet for now, so you guys can figure out who wants what.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's yeah. She wants you to go get her eggs.
Fair.
Yeah, we can do that.
You go get her eggs. She'll stop dealing on Earth, and she'll give you her supplier. So,
Oh, hey.
bonus.
That's pretty good.
She's just a concerned mother. That's all.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Now, are these really her eggs? That's an interesting question, but one that
They
we're
are-
not paid to know. So, no.
They are eggs that belong to her.
Oh, they're
I
her
believe
eggs.
that they were once in her possession.
Mm-hmm.
Possession
They
is
might belong to
9/10
a
of the
dragon.
law. Yeah.
Look, they're eggs and she's a bird.
Yeah.
Ian's good at that, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So
It is looking
yeah.
at her going, Madam, you appear to have breasts. What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
Decorative.
You can try to fight her and find out.
I am not going to fuck about and find out with this one.
Cause yeah, she's got some skills. Woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw with her. That's
I was
just
gonna say, I'm happy being her friend.
She's the boss for a reason. And in a world where the goons that report to her are as shoulder broad as she is tall, she can handle herself.
yeah.
But that's a good spot to stop for the day. Yeah.
This one needs to sleep. This one has not been sleeping well the last few days.
Oh, I almost forgot. Let's see. Because there is some special XP you guys get too.
I don't care about the XP. I got a freaking robot arm. I'm slowly becoming a full-on tech marine, and I love it.
Let's see. So
Tech
who all
breach
got
for us.
items from the glittering market?
If I deduct it now, can we retroactively say that I got the gauntlet on the way out?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will take that gauntlet.
Okay. Gauntlet, 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 gauntlet. Where did it go? Suction gauntlet. There you go.
Because you never know when holding on to something might be important.
This is true. So,
Also, the dragon horn. Vander will pick that up on the way up.
okay.
That was 20 coins, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Goodbye, recovered dice.
Well, we're gonna have to go back and do something because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can get to. Well, like, can she send us to Arden? I don't know that we can get to Arden from where we are. Like, we
You can
don't
do
have.
you can do a slow translation.
Or we
Yeah.
can see if we can use the gate that is in this location.
Yeah, I don't think we should go straight from Crow Hollow to Arden. I think we should head back to base, regroup a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe get some climbing gear since we know we're going to be going around cliff sides and mountains.
That shopkeep is going to throw in a cipher of dragon dust with that horn.
What's that do when it's at home?
Five. Okay. Dragon dust. It's this small bag of inhalable glittering powder.
Yes.
It adds 1 to the user's speed edge for an hour.
Drugs?
Yes.
Drugs.
Essentially, it's cipher drugs. Yeah.
Drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Drugs.
So, anybody that bought stuff from the glittering market gains 1 XP.
Ooh.
Is it per thing we technically bought?
No.
Well, I mean,
Damn it.
technically, we all bought something.
I know, that's why I was
Yes.
being cheeky. Some of us bought 2 or 3 things.
A PC gains 1 XP if they purchased 1 or more items from the glittering market. So 1 XP.
No, I don't have
shoot.
13 XP. I just have 5.
There could potentially be more XP later on, but there's that.
Yeah,
Also,
I've got
you
a
guys,
rogue arm.
on top of that, you'll also gain another 2 XP on top of that too.
Nice.
So for a total of 3.
Yeah.
If you bought something, you get 1. You get 2 for the session, so 3. Yes.
Okay. Sure, everyone bought something.
You get the arm.
Yeah.
Who's getting the bike? I'm guessing Ian.
Yeah,
But-
we'll make it Ian so that everyone gets an XP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ian's in charge of vehicles.
So Rusty's in charge of maintenance, but that's about it.
You realize that the person with the $500,000 bike is the one
Who probably should not have it.
mechanically- that actually mechanically has impulse control issues.
Yes.
We're not saying take it out of the garage. We're saying
You have the keys, but you're not allowed to drive it.
Yes.
He drives off with the bike. He comes back. He's like, "Okay." It's been
Comes
3
back with
days,
just
I
the
know,
keys
but
and
I am now
handlebars.
an arms dealer.
I was going to say, to be fair, you're not going to have the bike for long. It really is just going to be, we're going to take it back, we're going to sell it, we're going to get upgrades.
Oh yeah, that
With
was
the cost
plan.
of that, with the cost of that bike, my God.
Mm-hmm.
My God. For the cost of that bike, all 4 of us could get our own bikes.
Yeah,
Which I'm
but
about that.
but your
I'm about
bikes
the kind
can't
of
go
bike
300 miles in 3 seconds.
No, I wouldn't want to. Although I now
But
have an extra
wouldn't
arm to help me
you?
hold on. Oh God, just hand Rusty a pipe and he'll hold on to it with his normal arms. Use his robot arm to just hold the pipe out and just smash into people.
You send
Oh,
Ian out
please
with
no.
send Ian out with the bike. He just comes back with a brand new vehicle for everyone.
I mean, that'd be a